Hey guys, I know it's been a little while, but I did feel like talking to y'all and I'm hungry, so we just gonna make this into a little mukbang real quick. But today's election day, I guess. Happy election day to y'all who voted. We're not gonna get into this whole thing of me not voting again, but whatever. um, well, today we have some halal. Okay, it's chicken over rice, extra white sauce, a little bit of hot sauce. Drink of the day. Brisk. Okay, let's get this party started. So basically what I want to talk to y'all about today is my baby father and his fiancée. So my gut never fucking lies. You know what I'm saying? If I feel a way about somebody, 99.999999999% is true. If I feel like, damn, you did some fucked up shit, you're probably a fucked up person, it's true. Because 9 times out of 10, if I let someone back in my life after they did something very hurtful, they usually do something very hurtful again. May not be immediately, but, some people are just fucked up. And we already know he's fucked up. But I want to dive a little bit more into her because obviously the first encounter I had with this girl, it was negative. Not obviously, but and like, let me just give you some clarity. My daughter's father, he's the type of person where he doesn't know who he is because he has spent his whole life in relationships. As a teenager, you don't know who the fuck you are. Really, as a young adult, you're still figuring it out. So the fact that your whole adult life, right after high school, you're with me, you had a baby, I broke up with you, you know what I mean? Then you went off and had this other girl who had like she had like 3 kids. She was a little older than him. And then I want to say, oh wait, and then there was the bitch he was with before her that stabbed him. Okay? So the bitch that stabbed him, the older bitch with 3 kids, and now the bitch he with now. Okay? He's never allowed himself to just be single. Work on himself. Work on building a relationship with your children. He's never did that. His identity has always been attached to another person. And I feel like this is just what I feel about some men. Is it's easier to just kind of go from relationship to relationship, especially when you have a kid. And that way you don't have to do anything by yourself. You always have someone else helping out in some way, even if it's not financially. It may just be them just being there with the kids, taking them to school, taking them to appointments, And I just choose not to settle, like, period. So anyway, he's a deadbeat, obviously, and then he's been with this girl for 4 years. So after playing the mean guy, the nice guy, the everything in between, I meet with him and I talk with him and I'm like, need to bring her to this next meeting. Because, like, this is getting out of hand. Like, she's 12. Another 12 years, she'll be 20 fucking 4. Like, when are you planning on having some kind of relationship with her? Because I don't want my daughter to feel how I feel. Or have the situation with her dad that I do, where it's like, you just want a relationship and he don't give a fuck. He's going to give a little bit of time and energy to this one, that one, this one, and nothing to you. It's just not right. Period. Nobody asked you put on this earth. You know what I mean? I didn't ask to be put here. They fucked and created me and put me on this fucked up place. Anyway. When I met the girl, she tried to say, like, well, this don't have nothing to do with me. I've already told him what he need to do. I said, you've been telling somebody that they need to be a father to their child for 4 years? And they just looked at each other. Because it's like insane. Like, what kind of woman are you? We know what kind of nigga he is, a deadbeat, but I just don't understand what kind of woman would stay with a man like that. So let's really get to the meat of what's going on. So the girl pretty much made all of the plans, right? Of what weekends we're gonna, they were gonna get my daughter. So I'm like, okay, I work every other weekend. They have every weekend off. Pick her up on the weekends I got work. On the weekends I don't work, obviously I'm gonna spend time with her. So I was like, okay. So the first time he came and picked her up, the girl was in the car. Now, mind you, this is an hour and a half trip, okay? He has to make to get her. So I was shocked to see she was in the car, and I thought, if you need to be in the car, how come you wasn't at the fucking door to come and get her? If you bold enough to be riding in the car, So then she was in the car on the way back to drop my daughter off. I just feel like that's time her and her dad could be spending together. She don't know him. She not comfortable with him, Let them have that time. So I'm like, I'm not going to say nothing. I don't, people like to paint me like Ashley's the issue. Ashley's the problem. No, Ashley's just the bitch that's going to keep it real and tell you what the fuck it is. Like, that's just who I am. And if you don't like it, then fall back. You feel me? Because I'm not going to beat around the bush or sugarcoat shit. So I was like, okay, but my daughter's involved, maybe the bitch was just excited to want to come down the first time. Then the second time he came to pick her up, some of the kids was in the car. Ashley wasn't in there, but some of the kids. My daughter does have a half brother over there, So it was like him and one of the other kids in there. On the way there and on the way back. You gotta remember, he's always coming with someone in the car, and then when she gets to the actual house, there's more people in the fucking house. So when the fuck are you actually spending time with her? And of course I asked her, like, what'd you do this weekend? Did you spend time with him alone? Or, did you get any time? And she was like, we went to the grocery store, or, it'll be something like that. Like, it got to be a store run or something. So I'm like, okay. So then, my daughter got in trouble, right? So I'm like, well, you're not going over to Dad's house this weekend because let's just keep it real. You're just going over there for play dates. You're just going over there to play for 48 hours with the other 5 kids in the house. You're not, and it was falling on Halloween, so you're not doing no Halloween shit, nothing. Mind you, he done told her he was going to buy her a Halloween costume. Then turned around and told me, oh, we're not going trick-or-treating. And I quote, because of the global occurrences. Look at him reading, bless him. So, I'm like, okay, well, she's still not coming, global occurrence or not. Like, she's globally in trouble right now. She's going to be right in this motherfucking house doing her homework on that global internet. So he's like, are you using this as a form of punishment? Dude, she's not coming. You know what I'm saying? I figured you not being in her life for 12 years is punishment enough. I'm not trying to punish her from you. But let's just be real. This is just becoming a play date every weekend. This isn't like, well, she comes over and even though it's other people in the house, I took her out to lunch or, I took her to, she said she likes doing this, so I took her to this museum and we spent time. You're not doing it and you're not going to do it because you have 5 other kids pulling on your fucking pants legs and then that bitch right there clearly controlling everything. So my daughter phone's off. Mind you, I just moved. I moved. So I'm like, he's like, is her phone off? I'm like, yeah. But you could call her through, like, the Wi-Fi, some Google Duo shit. I give him all her information, right? So I've been asking her, like, has your dad been calling you? She like, no. So I'm like, damn, that's weird, because he acted like he wanted to talk, So then yesterday, it pretty much came out. she was saying something, and she was like, that's why I haven't been answering his phone calls. I was like, so the nigga has been calling you? She was like, yeah. I'm like, why aren't you answering his calls if he's calling? She was like, it's just really uncomfortable. So I'm like, what's uncomfortable? So she's like, well, I mean, I understand why she's uncomfortable because you know him, but I'm like, what exactly is it? She's like, well, basically, when we talk, it's so awkward on the phone. He asks me these really weird questions, and then it'll just be silence. And the questions are like I know the last time she told me, he was asked her like, oh, do you have any siblings? And like, if I did, what does that have to do with you and her? You know what I'm saying? Like, just asking weird stuff. Is your mom home and when does she work? Like, what you trying to build a case against me, nigga? Like, it made her uncomfortable. So she was kind of not really answering or trying to be very vague. And then she says, another thing I don't like is he'll just hang up. So I'm like, what do you mean he just hangs up? I never heard her say that. She said, well, just be on the phone and the nigga will just hang up. I'm like, well, do he say why? Or is maybe he at work and he, his boss was coming in? I don't know. Because that's weird. And she was like, sometime, but, he usually be at home. And I said, well, what happens when he hang up? And he was like, the nigga will just say, I'm going to call you back. So I was like, damn. Okay. I said, this happened at this house? She said, no, it happened a lot at the old house. Which makes sense as to why she just stopped answering his calls there. Because, hell, she old enough to know what being hung up in your face mean. Like, nigga, fuck you. And that was around the time he would be calling her. It's like after 9 o'clock. Why do you keep calling her after 9 o'clock at night? It was odd, like, you barely talk to her. Then when you do, you calling her all late and want to keep being like, is she asleep? And it was just so odd because now that I find out that the girl worked from home, nigga, at this time, like, at some point, I think that's when he didn't have a job or something because I wasn't getting no child support. He said he was going to have a job and, it just didn't come through. So if y'all two sitting at home all day, I'm confused as to why you couldn't call her, why you have to wait till after 9. And I just feel like in my heart, it was the bitch. Why else would you just hang up in somebody's face like that? Not because one of the kids walked in, but if you're a bitch, and I'm sure just like I seen her Facebook, she probably seen my Instagram. You felt away. You seen this beautiful black woman with this natural black long net hair cascading down her back, big titties, big ass, Amazonian, African woman, and you can't compete with that, baby. You can't compete with all of this melanin and all of this. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? We know if we a 10 or a 6 or a 5. And if you a 4 and you fucking around looking at an 8.5, you gonna be like, I don't want you fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. We know what it is. When we see a bitch, we'll be like, oh, okay, I can see why. You know what I'm saying? And I think she really felt a way. And for her, it's easier to be like, oh, well, if you ain't fucking with that little girl, you definitely ain't fucking with that hoe. Because you have to communicate with this girl's mother in some way. And every time I see him, you can bet your bottom dollar these titties is sitting right, faces painted up, asses looking nice, always. I'ma always come showed up and showed out every time I see this nigga. And I don't want him, but I know he be looking like, damn, bitch, you know what I'm saying? I'ma always show up and show out. When she came, it was the same shit. I was in my Victoria's Secret shit, my little pink shit, and yeah, what's up? When she came looking like, like I said, her bodega shit. So all I'm saying is like, but bitch, I don't want him. I don't want a deadbeat. Why? Not even my own deadbeat. I don't want to recycle him. If I'm a recycler, nigga, trust me, he's not the one we're pulling out the bin. And I feel like she's one of those people that's just insecure, and it's just like, yeah, it's just easier for you not to have contact or do anything with that little girl, because why else would he be hanging up in my daughter's face? That's fucked up. Just hang up in her face? That shit niggas do when another bitch walk in the room. Niggas know another bitch walk in the room, I was just ending the phone call. Whoa, abruptly like that? What y'all think? Because I think It's her. And that's why when she tries to put on this act like she trying to be Susie Bacon, Susie fucking Selena Homemaker, it's like, no, bitch, don't play. Because at the end of the day, I will never stomach a bitch asking a nigga to marry him on Christmas Day. And you know he got a whole daughter out there and he ain't got one present under the tree for her. He ain't called her. He ain't nothing for her. You knew Christmas was a year in advance. Nigga, you knew her birthday was a year in advance. He was worried about her coming over for this weekend. You need to be worried about Christmas because her black ass gonna be right there, sitting right under y'all pinata tree. And I'm not fucking playing. She gonna be right the fuck there. And she better have her own tree and her own gifts and her own chorizo and her own everything that motherfucking day. Because she deserves it. Why should she have to share with these 4 fucking kids? Why? Fuck that. Fuck that. She shouldn't have to share nothing with nobody except her brother. And that boy clinging to her like glue because all them time he been trying to force these Mexican kids on him, and he got this sister right. He got a real sister right here. That's why he's so on her like that. That's blood. They blood. You're not denying that. No matter, what goes on with me or my, my siblings, Lord knows we just been in a whole heap of drama. That's my blood. I may have a friend and I may be down for this friend, but if my friend decks my sister in the face, please know you're getting stomped out. That goes for any of my sisters. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is because we're blood. That's family. And it's hood rules. That's just how it is. He's going to pick his sister. He's going to love her and naturally, gravitate towards her than these kids, they don't look like him. You know what I'm saying? They probably don't talk like it. But y'all understand where I'm going with, right? Of course, you have the ability to love other people and create your own blended family, but there's nothing like knowing, like, this my sister, nigga. This my brother. Don't play, motherfucker. Don't play. You cool, but this is blood. That's just how I am. I don't know. That's truly how I am. That's just it. That's just all. Blood is thicker than water. That's just true. And the bitch really tried it when she called my daughter. Like, you bold, honey, to call my daughter after they got her little IKEA bed or whatever. And we'll tell her, oh, hey, I ain't telling her, did I snatched your phone. Hello, who's this? Hello? Who this? Oh, it's so-and-so. I just want to make sure that she got the bed. She saw the bed. I said, yeah, it was cute. I showed her the picture. Did you need anything else? Oh, no. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. She ain't called her phone since. Don't play, ho. Don't play. Don't play. You know who should be calling her to ask her about that bed? The nigga who nutted in me and cut her umbilical cord. Not you. I always had a feeling about her. I've never had an issue with none of his bitches. None of them. None of them. But this girl, deep down you think I'm trying to do something with this nigga. I'm telling you. That's why you keep having everyone around. Oh, I'll come. I'll let the kids go. I don't know if it's him or her or a combination, but somebody got to stand up. Bitch. It's just going to be me and Tom Lair this time. It's me and my baby. We'll see you motherfuckers when we get back. You will be at the house. I'm not going to take her. We're going to run off in the sunset. Like, I'll be back. And the next time he come to see her, please know his daughter would like him to see her new house, her new room, and our rooftop deck. And bitch, you better stay right in the core. And when he come outside, I'll be like, all right, see you guys Monday. I'm be doing all of that. All of that just to fuck your head up. Oh, this bitch, what they getting along? Mm-hmm. And I told him, you need to spend time with her. Stop having everyone around. She's uncomfortable. He really be thinking I be lying when I say she's uncomfortable. He really be like, oh, okay. Like, oh, she told me, nigga. You think I'm just like making shit up? Like, I want y'all to have that relationship so you can take her ass for a week or two. But right now, I'm not even comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? It was that girl. I'm telling you, I really think it was that girl that really has a problem. That's why she's trying to act so nice. Like, oh, is it me? It's not me. It's not me. Well, it's a party, bitch, because I know ain't no decent woman gonna lay down and open her legs for no nigga letting nutting her for 4 years, and you got a whole nother child out here, and you just not doing nothing for this child. I'm not gonna do it. I can't respect a man like that, much less ask to marry him. Girl, you desperate. Even you can find better than that, bitch. Okay, but. That's my little opinion. But I was really shocked when she said he was hanging up on her. I really was. I'm like, he was hanging up in your face. She was like, yeah, he did it a lot. He'll just text like, I'll call you tomorrow. Oh, okay. Like, what are you trying to treat her like she's a mistress or something? Like, that's your child. Should nobody be able to walk in the room and make you hang up in your child's face? Nobody, nada, nothing, nothing. At all. The only thing I can think that make you do that is a jealous ass female. And here your dumb ass is trying to appease her. When you should be saying, siéntate por favor, bitch, this is my daughter, and I will talk to her all night. Comprende? That's what he should have been saying to the hoe. Just my opinion. Because I wish a nigga would. I wish any nigga would make me think that I'm not going to do something or talk to my kid or I'm going to feel comfortable doing anything with my kid. Because if that's the case, nigga, you ain't the one I need to be with. Period. My kid comes for anybody. Anybody. I don't care if I get married. She coming for you too, nigga. The fuck you mean? Like, me and her, that's my ace right there. That's my child. She's a part of me. So why would I not put her above a piece of dick or pussy or whatever I'm interested in? But everyone's not like that, so. But thank y'all for listening to me or whatever. Please like, share, subscribe. Ting.